is only war.
What is up, gents? 40k Dirtbags here. We got a Battle Report GT video series coming up for you guys. This is going to be the first part of the series. We're going to go over the list, what we liked, didn't like, and how we would improve in the tournament setting. There was a lot that we learned from running LVO this year, especially with Death Guard and the current meta. A lot has changed since Nova and LSO. So we're going to get into everything in this video that you guys need to know. This is going to be a 5-part series. One of our games was actually streamed on Wargames Live with Joe. So you guys can head over there and check that out on day 1. That was our 3rd game. But we're going to go over 5 video series with this for LVO. Just kind of go over a recap series. But there's going to be the list review, so that way you guys, if you guys want, you can fast forward to the actual game. But it's going to be the beginning of every video, so you guys can kind of like see what we did, what we can improve on, and stuff like that. So let's get into the list. We got, that's the overlay. Let's go over the display. So with our list, we didn't change it up from the last Nova that we won. It came in 3rd place at Nova Open, which was awesome to see. That was with Challenger cards. Challenger cards went away. Points across the board kind of went up since Nova. And this was the 2nd GT that I was in that had the points increased, but a lot of people kind of see Death Guard now for where it is. So a lot of people have more experience with it. They know how to kind of like counter it and screen out for the Death Shroud specifically. So let's get into the list that we ran. So this was, again, it's kind of the same exact list that we did at Nova. Nova, we did change up the Plague Marines prior, so we took out the Plague Marines, and for Nova we added 2 Mythic Blade Haulers, and that performed really well. I actually fell in love with the Mythic Blade Haulers after Nova, so we kept them in the list. I didn't have a ton of practice going into LVO with life and vacation, all that stuff, but with this we kind of kept everything the same. It's Virulent Victorum, which is the -1 damage, sticky objective. Anything you have sticky objectives in your detachment rules is key. When you're playing Death Guard, the only 2 detachments are this one and the Demon Ally one. So there's the only 2 ways to get sticky objectives, and I think the Demon Ally one we might be switching towards Worlds, because we have to practice for Worlds coming up in November. So a lot of this preparation the next couple of weeks is going to be finishing off the series or the season with Death Guard to try and keep or stay at that #1 spot for Death Guard. That is the goal this year for the Dirtbag Nation, and that's what we're trying to get to. So, first off, we have the Demon Prince of Nurgle. This guy should be in every single list besides the Demon Detachment list. The Demon Detachment list, there's no Death Guard stratagems besides 1. So, him using his free strat like every single turn is going to be really tricky, because it's only 1 strat that you can be using his free strat on. So, you don't really need him in that list. But this list, you can use it for everything. So, in this list, he's basically a mini Morty. He's got the Revolting Regeneration, which is the 5-up Feel No Pain. So he's a 2-up, 4-up, 5-up Feel No Pain. Toughness 12 for some reason. He's got Lone Up within 3 inches of infantry unit, so he can kind of camp objectives or be super cautious the first couple turns. And he actually hits like a truck. 7 attacks, 7-2-3, and then 14 attacks sweep AP1, which is pretty sick. 2 Lord of Contagions. We took out the enhancements right before Nova because we had to reduce points. So these guys are just basic Lord of Contagions. They get back up on a 2+. They give sustain and lethal to the unit. So they are really hard hitting and buff up the unit so much. So we have 2 units of them. We have Mortarion. Mortarion is probably going to be out after this series. So he was super fun while he lasted. Now with the current meta and kind of going in for turn 2, we're going to have to try and veer away from Mortarion. I know he's a bully and a beat stick, but if you can block the deep strikes for the Death Shroud and you can have really high shooting tanks, I can't bring him out till turn 2 or turn 3 anyway. So we're going to start testing without our Mortarion. But in this list, the Mortarion is basically made to be turn 2, here's my whole army, can you deal with it? And if you can't, I win. If you don't, if you can, it's going to be a slow grind. If you can't, then I basically win by turn 3. Then we have the Tallyman. That extra CP comes in clutch a lot of the times. There's a lot of good strats that we have in this attachment, and there's a 2 CP strat. There's two CP strats. There's one to extend the range of the Contagion, which comes in every once in a while, and then the -1 damage, which happens any phase. So you're going to be spending a lot of CP. So having Tallyman in the list blocks out the backfield, make it sticky, move back, block out 9 inches. That's kind of his whole goal every single turn. 2 spawn, once I added 2 spawn, it's hard to make a list without 2 spawn. I think the scout 6, you can have 1 kind of on the bottom objective, so that way they can scout and try and get that tempting target turn 1, or you could have 1 in the center, so that way they could be your turn 1 area denial, cleanse, locust, all that stuff. So 2 spawn, having 2 options kind of spread out and not care if 1 dies, you still have another one to spread contagion. Super clutch. Having 1 every single list, key, but having 2 is just really, really good. 2 Death Shroud, led by the 2 Lord of Contagions, so they're still like really good in every list, but they're expensive. They're 280 points now. They went up, what, 40 points? So 20 here, 20 for Lord of Contagion. So them being really expensive, they have to get their points back. So if you're screening out with like a 70 to 90 point unit, they're doing their job by screening you out, and now you have to wait or have units to kill that screen, which again is what we learned throughout LVO. But they're really expensive now. Again, they're still really good. It's just this list specifically, I have to take out kind of Mortarion to add other units to kind of kill the screens so the Death Shroud can come down. So that's what we'll talk about at the end of the series. But we have 2 heavy blight launchers. They're still, 36-inch range, 10-2-3, D6 plus 2 blast, really good shots. 2 of the mythic blight haulers, again, anti-killing tank vehicles. They're so freaking good. +1 hit, +1 a wound. And then the boxwalker. So 3 units of 10 boxwalkers. 1 to screen out your home field, 1 in the top left corner, and 1 in the center. That's basically how you're going to be deploying almost every single game. So that is the list. Nothing really changed since Nova, but a lot is going to change after this this LVO. So that's the list, guys. We'll get into the sponsors really quick, and then we'll get into the LVO game 1 through game 6 for you guys. All right, gents, last game of LVO. Talk about a shit show. No, this was awesome opponent. I think he was from France. Super cool dude. Really good list. This is like the top Sisters list. If you guys are playing Sisters, this is definitely going to be a good video to watch, and what to do if you're playing Death Guard going into Sisters. So we learned a lot specifically from this game after the tournament. I'll talk about at the end of this video since it's our last video of LVO. I'm not sure if we're doing game 3 against my opponent who got a yellow card, which was one of the worst matches I've had in the GT setting. So if you guys are interested in that, let me know. I'll probably post it on patreon.com just so it's not local on YouTube, because I have a lot of shit to say about that, and obviously we got to keep up the Dirtbag reputation and keep that safe on YouTube. So in this video we're going to go over again kind of how we ended it, and at the end of the video we'll go over what we learned and kind of the new list that we're making for Death Guard. So let's get into it. This is his list. Like I said, it's a standard, really good Sisters list. It's the one where if they're wounded, they get +1 attack. Maybe if they're at half strength, they get +1 a wound. Celestine did not know how fucking good this chick was. She is insane and very hard to kill on a flank. Then he obviously has got ball with the armored vehicles. He's got solo chick here, which I've never seen her solo before, but just chilling, getting a free CP. Then we have 2 units of the shield chicks. One of them has an apothecary. The other one has a really hard-hitting Celestine. Celestine, what? Sorry, the leader chick, Palatine. Jump back, infantry, Seraphim with the flamers coming down. 2 battle tanks, 1 transport with the Meltas. Got the Caldus Assassin. He's got the solo chick that has the enhancement where she gets a 2-up invuln save, which in this detachment you can bring her back with a strat. So she's also very hard to kill. A lot of really hard. So for toughness 3, there's a lot of really hard units to kill in this detachment. And if you kill one, they can shoot back. So if you kill like Morgan the Vol's unit, they can just completely full rerolls to hit, shoot you back. Really good at overwatching. Like this is just a really good list. I think he has a unit, two battle sister units. One 10-man goes into two 5-mans with the immolator, and one of them has the full meltas, which he puts in the immolator. The other one's kind of scouting in the back just so he can get some sticky. He's got this new kill team scout unit, which honestly probably won him the game. We'll talk about them in a little bit. Then he's got, who else? I think that's it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the list. So elite, good, hard killing, hard to kill list. And then for us, you obviously know ours, but this is the deployment. We are playing standard take and hold. So it's just super easy to finish off LVO with take and hold. Hold 5 up to hold 15. Yeah, so 5, 10, or 15. And we are playing search and destroy. So each mission on day 2 was layout 6, search and destroy. So we have everybody kind of like standard deployment. He's got this scouting brick right here that can just scout up against the wall, which is super clutch in the Rhino. Vol on the table. Usually they put him in reserves. Surprised that he put him on the table. Celestine just going to take over a flank. Battle tank. Shield chicks and shield chicks. Again, the solo chick over here. I keep saying chick, sorry, but chick is like representational where I'm pointing. So you already know this chick right here scooches up and does action, and then the character right here, the assassin, can move up and get an action on this point. And then we just kind of like spread out. If we go first, we can make these two sticky and try to like run forward and potentially gem in his deployment zone. But we went second. So we have the other unit up here. We have the Demon Prince there, Morty there for the reactive move, Blight Hauler there, drone there, and I put a drone and a Blight Hauler in reserves, which was probably a bad idea. And then we have Spawn there up front, Spawn right there, and then another unit, Poxwalkers right there with the Tallyman in the back. So we have 2 Death Shroud in reserves and 2 vehicles in reserves, which again I think was my misdoing to kind of lose this game. So deployment was bad, reserves was bad, and let's see what he does turn 1. So he gets first. He basically moves up the solo character that can get a 2-up invuln save once per game. So he puts him all the way out there just so I have to like commit and try and do something to kill her. And then when she dies, he can bring it back up with a miracle dice and then use the miracle dice to get wounds back. So it's super annoying. Vol scooches up. This guy scooted up to the wall, and then the guys got out. So these kill teams got out. I had my Poxwalkers against the wall, which probably wasn't. It was fine, kinda, but I just. All right, I'll explain what happened here. So he gets out like 8 or 9 inches. Now he rolled a 6 and like a 5 for the first 2 miracle dice. So that already starts off like miracle dice are bullshit. Just got to say that out front. But he then has to only roll a 2+ to make it a 8-inch charge. So we measure it out from that wall to this wall. You get out 9 inches, so he's getting out 9 inches to there, and then from 9 to there, he's within 9, so he needs an 8 to get to the guys against on the other side of the wall. So he already has a 6, so he's kind of banking on that 6 for the miracle dice to then just roll 2+. So I'm like, all right, an 8, I'm probably going to live, and I'm not thinking about the fucking miracle dice because I haven't played Sisters in forever, but he just picks up a 6 and then rolls a 2 and then gets fucking 8 to charge into my guy's turn 1. Right, so then he just yeets these guys all the way forward on turn 1, which again, if they die, they're already getting like more miracle dice. So he has the character in here, which I forgot, the Flamer dude. That's the character. They can do strat, which gets like full rerolls to hit and wound. It's like a lot of attacks, a lot of dice going into me. He can bring guys back with this unit. He has invuln saves with this unit. Assassin, precision, like all that stuff with this unit. So it's a really, really cool kill team unit. If you don't have it, go buy it. But that is what this does, and it kills like 6 of my Poxwalkers because I picked the -1 to hit aura, and I did counter charge with my spawn. So the spawn charge in, I have 4 Poxwalkers left. So after you kill 6, I fight back, and the spawn don't do really anything. You can't rely on the spawns to do anything. I think the last 2 or 3 games they haven't killed shit. Like the stuff that I need them to kill, they don't kill. They survive really long. Like the spawn are really good at surviving. They're T7, 4-up save, 5-up feel no pain, like 4 wounds. They do more. Like they're really good at surviving. but they don't kill anything. They hit on 4s and they don't have lethal. So they just fucking whiff a lot. So they kill 2, 4, 5, 6. They kill 4, 5 dudes. So 5 dudes live, or sorry, 6 dudes live with the character. And now I'm stuck here. So turn 1, spawner there. This guy scooted up here to get line of sight onto this tank up here. So I have this like straight line going down here. And then the other one, the Mythic Blighthollow, moved up here. So the Blighthollow moved from here up to here to get line of sight onto this tank. And I wanted to kill this tank. If I could take this tank off the table, it's going to help my Death Shroud and Morty live a lot longer. But if I had one more shot without putting my guys in reserves, I probably would have blown up this tank turn 1. But instead, I took it down to 3 wounds. So that kind of sucked. Celestine is back here somewhere. I did react the move away. So when Celestine moved up, he was going to try and make like a 7-inch charge. But then when I reacted move away, it turned into like a 8 or 9-inch charge. And he was going to save that 6 for the charge over here. So he didn't want to yeet Celestine over here too soon. So then when I reacted move back, I kept one guy on the point so that way I can still at least make it sticky. Now Celestine's back here. So I then moved up the other spawn and this guy to charge into here. I wanted a tank shock, failed the tank shock, didn't do any mortals to kill him, and then yeah, it was just bad. So he's still there with 1. He does the 2-up invuln save in the melee phase, not the shooting phase. He basically dies in the shooting phase, spends his CP, gets back up, and then in the charge phase, he does the 2-up invuln save, which was smart on his part. So now I have my Mythic Blighthollow, which I don't want in the center. So that was probably a bad play right there. He probably should have been back here somewhere. Or at least in this little ruin to get line of sight onto that tank and shoot that way. So that shouldn't have happened. The spawn could have just moved up, charged, and potentially killed her in combat and stolen the objective. So the spawn probably could have been the only one going out that way. But my goal was to like move up the spawn, charge, and then pile into the like over here to kind of block off more of the Vol moving up. He's on the point, lone up, so he's chilling. Morty moved up to get line of sight onto her, which he killed her pretty easily. And that was my turn 1. So his turn 1, he had Cleanse and Overwhelming Force. Fucking great turn 1. Kills my boxes, Cleanse with the Assassin, and Cleanse with her. So good turn 1. And then my turn 1, I had Overwhelming Force and Assassinate. So we did kill the character in the center, and then I did kill her, which got Overwhelming Force as well. So pretty even on turn 1 for secondaries. His primary, he holds this one and this one with the Assassin because he has to keep her down to get the 5 points. So he holds that for the 10 points for primary. And then for secondaries, he gets Assassinate and Recover Assets. So the only characters I have on the board is really Mortarion, which and the guy in the back, but he's probably not going to kill Mortarion on turn 2. So these guys are still stuck in combat. On his turn 2, Celestine moves up. He brings in the Flamer chicks over here. They want to kind of come down. Flamer, and then when he moves, I'll be able to react a move. So I don't think he reactive moves onto there because he wants to not give me the point more. This chick fell back. These guys, the shield chicks with the apothecary, moved up. These guys fell back. So they fell back here. And you could tell, guys, it's turn 2. I can't wrap it anywhere because he's got, let me see if I could draw. I'm going to draw. All right, we're going to draw for you. All right. Yeah, so he's got like 5 chicks right here, which are the Flamer chicks. He's got Celestine right here. He's got the tank right there. He's got this chick right here. He's got these guys and the assassin right here. So and fucking these guys. So just look at this screening, right? So 9 inches, 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 and then the solo chick over here. So all of this. All of that is screened out. So where the fuck are you going to wrap it? I could wrap it here. Let's get a different color. I could wrap it here. I could wrap it here. I could wrap it here. Or I could wrap it up here. that's it. Those are the only spots I can wrap it. Now, obviously, if I wrap it up here, I could give line of sight to that guy, so it has to be really like back here. So I could wrap it there, potentially. I could wrap it here, but then I'm speed 5, so I'm only going to be able to walk up and kill maybe this one chick. And now I'm like wide in the open with Vol and the shield chicks there. Just walk out and just delete. I could wrap it back here and try and defend my home field, but this is like a 60 or 80 point unit, so I'm basically giving up 280 points to kill 80 points, and now they're stuck right here. So then I'm not on a point. I'm nowhere near like the fight because like these guys could just run this way, and now I'm like trugging across the table to get to this objective, and I can't come anywhere near here. I was hoping his assassin wasn't there. If the assassin fell back like this way, I would have had this little space to kind of rapid ingress, but he not luckily, really good player, moved up the assassin to again block deep strikes. So we can't go there. Nothing of this is there, so the only option is probably here. I think just going here to get closest to this objective, kind of like hold down this side. Like if this was just like my objective for the rest of the game, that probably would have been better. Or here, kill the thing, set up for next turn against this wall right here. Because then at least I can threaten the center here to whatever he brings out. So I think the two best options are here or here. I decide not to wrap it. So me not wrapping could have also lost me the game. Again, a lot of bad moments leading up to the loss of this game. But what we do after this is he makes a bunch of charges. Again, the Miracle Dice is just crazy. Shit. He's got 6, 4, 1, 1 right now. So that's 6 he can use for this. He needs an 8 to make that charge. I always put the dice down so we remember. 8 and a 6, 7 over there to make that charge. So he lines up a bunch of tanks. He shoots my Mythic Blade Hauler with this tank. He shoots the Mythic Blade Hauler with all of the Vol's units. So they had just murdered pretty easily. And then he wants to set up the charge with this chick to go in the center to kill my spawn. These guys want to make a 9-inch charge or 8-inch charge down to here to kill this guy. And then everything else is lined up. So lined up to the spawn to there, line up to here. So he's got a lot of shooting and a lot of stuff coming in. So he kills my hauler, this vehicle down here, my one spawn unit here. Yeah, he kills both these spawn units, and now I have to try and commit. So again, he did such a good job screening me out on turn 2 that it's now my turn 2, and I still don't have a lot to come down with, because again, these guys are still fucking alive in my deployment zone. Coming down right here would have been great. Like coming down right here or even here would have been phenomenal, but I can't because these fucking kill team guys right in my deployment zone that I can't kill to get my deployment zone back. So these guys kind of won in the game, honestly, and me not having enough on the table to kill them back was my mistake. So Morty committed, which was his self-doing, self-loathing right there, dying, because Vol is literally right there. So I had to do something to the center to try and stop his primary and take over the center. So again, yeah, there's one chick there, the solo character, so I couldn't even come down within 6 and get to these guys because these guys are there. So it was just, it was a lot. So I probably should have brought him down this turn here, like outside 6 inches to try and charge and just put Death Shroud and Morty in the center. Because I think Vol coming up, shooting everything into him potentially living and then charging. If he charges, I can then countercharge with Morty or the Death Shroud to try and fight Vol. So I think having Death Shroud here would have helped. This is just all what if, right? This whole game is fucking just dumb plays because it's game 6 of LVO. A lot of shit goes on and you're mentally drained. So up here, the Mythic Blade Hauler came in from reserves up here, shot the tank, finally killed the tank. Celestine dies, charges into the Flamer chicks. They all die. This guy scooches on the table as well. I can't get shots onto really the 10-mans. Like I can bring one down here and shoot this way, but he's just going to res them back anyway. I'm not going to kill a full 10-man, and then the Apothecary is going to be able to res back, and then he can make a super far charge. So killing this unit has to be in one shot. So bringing this guy on to shoot this 10-man recover unit, not good. And then if I came on to shoot these guys, which I don't even think I had line of sight to, it would have made the charge harder for Mortarion. The Demon Prince is up here somewhere, so the Demon Prince is in the fray as well. We're charging. Celestine dies. He rolls a 2+, she gets back up. So now that she's alive right there, he can then just fucking hop over, which is what he does. Hop over this way, makes a Gemini. So now it's Celestine full of wounds with a Gemini back on the table, about to clear off my Poxes holding the point and just tie up this tank back here. So again, everything he has is just not good for the Death Guard. Still has his tank full alive. Vol is still full alive. He still has Meltas with the melted tank right there. The Assassin is somewhere. Rhino here, empty. Character here, making CP. And this chick holding down this point. So he's got this point pretty much solid. He's holding his backfield. I can't get there. Vol's about to take over the center. And then this one, Celestine, just causing havoc up at the top. So Vol moves up. I react to move to get out of the Melta range. Maybe fight on death would have been better, but then I would have had to survive the extra 2, 4, 6, 8 damage of Melta, whatever. Everybody would have been at +2 Melta range, but I moved 5 inches back, so that way only one of them was in Melta range, and then all the other ones I just had to try and make the 4-up invuln saves. I take Morty down to 2 wounds before he dies to charge. So he takes Morty down to 2. Charges with the Palatine, and Vol makes the charge because Miracle Dice. And then this thing moves up this way, gets some shots on Morty. The Melta guys come out, get some shots onto the Demon Prince. There's Celestine with her Gemini back, going into my Poxwalkers. And then these guys finally fall back. So he keeps making these guys as well because they have an Apothecary. So they keep making D3 guys back, which are just now able to get more movement. And then he just falls back. So he doesn't really care about them dying. He's now about to steal my home field, which again is really good on his part. I only have the tally man in the back here. So I only have 1 OBSEC on the point. He now has 3, so he steals my home field. This is turn 3, by the way. This chick then moves up, clears off the rest of my Poxwalkers with the spawn, so this whole side is collapsed. Morty's about to die, so the center's collapsed. My Death Shroud, I guess they're not in, so I don't even think I played this game the way I usually play it, so I apologize. This is not the best way to play Death Guard going into Game 6, and you guys can kind of see all the mistakes, so you guys have probably seen or played a mistake like this by either keeping them off too long. But how I made this list was you want to kind of present your entire army on turn 2 and say, okay, you choose who you're going to go after, and if you don't go after the right targets, I usually win. I didn't play that same strategy here, which is how I built the list. So if you don't play the same strategy as you built the list right, this is the result. So I committed Morty without having the Death Shroud on the table, which is, again, stupid, and this is the result. So Death Shroud are not on the table. There's really nowhere that I can fucking drop them and get a successful charge. I should have been dropping them and threatening his 10-man units as much as possible. So they're all still alive. The one died to Morty, but everything else is kind of going. So on my turn 3, I have to bring him in. I come down and I just fucking charge Vol's unit. Vol fights on death and kills 3 of my Death Shroud, and all I have left is the Lord of Contagion and a full Death Shroud unit. So now they're in the center. He doesn't have anything to fear, so he can just kind of spread out and run away from him. Up here, I still have my Demon Prince charging in, killing this tank, or tying up the tank. He's probably not going to kill it. Assassin there to make my life a living hell with the -1 damage strat. Then I have my one vehicle who had a fallback, get on the point, so that way Celestine can't steal the point from me. But you can tell that Celestine's full health, and she's about to bring back another Gemini. So she's going to be back with full health, and 2 Gemini back in the fray, and just killing the top. I have down here, which I basically gave up on this point because there's really nothing for me to do down here. He's got my home field, he's got this objective, he's got his home objective, and now he's just kind of fluttering around with this top objective. So I only have the center objective, and that's it. He commits 2 tanks into the center. Yeah, so he commits 2 tanks in the center. He committed his battle tank and his Rhino to move up and charge so that we can steal the primary, which again, you're already kicking a Death Guard when he's already down, so might as well just keep doing it. Both of his tanks stop my primary there, so I think I get a 5 still for just holding this one because it was sticky primary on turn 3, 4, and 5. So those are the last 3 primaries I score because he stole the home field on turn 3. And then on his turn, on my turn 5, bottom 5, this is basically the end board state. There's nothing for me to do. This guy's stuck in combat. Demon Prince had to like move up to get behind enemy lines or something over here. These guys, there's nothing for them to do in the center. They're too slow to kill anything else, so they just kill the tanks in front of them. And that's it. Tallyman's in combat with these guys, and Junith is literally camping the point over here. So, end board state, terrible game from the Death Guard player. And this is the final score. So 92 to 63 Sisters. You could just tell every mistake that we had going into it. Deployment, reserves, not killing those guys in the bottom, the kill team on turn 1, and not having enough models on the table to kill the tank on turn 1, and then not bringing my Death Shroud turn 2. So it just snowballed into just a terrible game. But again, all grats to my opponent for winning that. I think he finished 4-2. But you could just tell from that picture that I drew for you guys, that was the whole board that he blocked out. So again, this is turn 2 that he has all of this screened out. So I should have rapided here, or probably here. So that way I can finish off these guys, have another unit still in reserves, not commit Morty right away. Again, it was just tough. I should have killed these guys on turn 1. So that way on turn 2, I can deep strike them 6 inches to here, probably. Flamer, like this guy is dead. So I would deep strike here, Flamer the chicks, charge, kill them, pile this way towards the assassin. And then now I'm fighting behind this wall over here with Death Shroud. So then all he has is this tank and Junith, and that's it. So Death Shroud would have been safe down here, and then the other Death Shroud would have camped up here, and then I would have had guns kind of just shooting in the center, killing these chicks. And then Vol would have still been behind the wall here. I think if he rapids Vol, it definitely would have been different. Better on his part. Because he can like rapid her down here, rapid her up here. If he rapids her up here, he still has line of sight to Mortarion, to just nuke Mortarion. But I mean, he wasn't threatened. He put his guys in reserve first. He doesn't really put anything in reserves besides the one jump pack chicks, and I put like an idiot both of my tanks and Death Shroud into reserve, which wasn't good. So if I had both my tanks again on the table, I would have had more to kill turn 1. So that was the end of it. We finished probably one of the worst results I've had in GT since playing 40k. So sometimes you just got to get punched in the face and taken down, just so that way you can learn as much as you possibly can and step back up. So that's a lot what we learned at this year's LVO. This was hilarious. Fuck this unit in particular. This was Keeble's game. He was playing Space Marine player, so that's Oath. I just thought that was fucking funny as shit. What else we got? We went to we just drank a shit ton that night. There was an RTT on Sunday which we didn't play. We were just like hanging out all night and walking around, and then doing like a guys day on Sunday. This was Fremont Street. It's just so cool, like the lights throughout the entire like 2-block radius. Fucking bars everywhere. More pictures of Fremont Street. We were staying at there's Keel right there. We were staying at the Golden Nugget, which was attached to Fremont Street. It was so cool. And we won $120 from roulette, and then we lost it all. So we put, I think it was like I had $23 cash. So I just like put it on black. I was like, I always want to put it on black and just see what happens. Put it on black. We won. I doubled it, so then I put it back on black again. We won. So we were up to like, it was $24. I asked for $1, $25. We won 50. Then we won 100. He gave me 10, so we won $120. And then we walked around for a little bit. I was like, "Do you just want to do it again?" He's like, "Fuck yeah, who cares?" He only put in like $1 or $5, and I put in 25. But I was gonna split it with him anyway because we were both like, "Just hey, fuck it, let's go." So we put it up again on black after a couple rolls because it was like, this is all statistics. It was all random, but we like on the screen it shows black, black, red, red, black, black. Like it's all random. That shit doesn't matter. So it was like red, red. I was like, "You just want to go black?" He's like, "Fuck it, let's go." So we put on black. And then we lose. So then we lost $110. Really only lost $25, but we should have just walked away with it, split it. But that was whatever. got talked into a whatchamacallit, a timeshare thingy, $200 for 4 night stay, any of those locations. So that was cool. And this is our pool. Like, it was a really, really cool, huge ass water fountain. They had an aquarium in the pool. Like, that was badass. And then we went to Topgolf. This was on Sunday. This was a huge, like, 3-story thing with Topgolf. Showed the boys that I'm actually good at golf because I was a baseball player my whole life. And this was the 32-ounce or 24-inch drink that they were given to us on the Fremont Street. It's like $20. Voodoo Ranger, like 9%. So we were just hanging out, walking, drinking a shit ton of beers. And this was a comedian we went to, a comedy club. This guy was fucking hilarious. Funny, I forget his name, but he's probably going to be famous. So we took a picture with him. Super cool comedy club. Only 1 drink minimum, which I was surprised. And this was at the airport, Atomic Duck. This was a local IPA brewery that they had. So it was free drinks at the club that Keevil is a part of at the airport. So we got to eat and drink for free before our 1 o'clock in the morning flight. But yeah, all in all, it was great. So let's talk about the differences with Death Guard. What we learned at LVO, if you guys have been seeing the whole series up till game 6, is we learned that Death Guard really need to clear screens. Death Guard have been out long enough so that people know that if you can screen out the Death Shroud coming in, you basically can stop them from getting to key units that they're used to getting into. This list, again, was built to kind of like keep Morty safe for 1 turn, and then on turn 2, he commits, and then you bring down the Death Shroud to just launch forward. So if you don't have enough on turn 1 to clear the screens, so I think starting everything on the table would be key with this list. So bringing this list with Morty and all that stuff, start everything on the table besides the Death Shroud. Death Shroud are really going to be the only units off the table, unless you're playing T-Suns. T-Suns, you could probably start some more off the table, but everything else should be starting on the table, so that way you can kill screens turn 1. And then with their screens gone, they have nothing to block out unless they're going to give you an important unit for your Death Shroud. You still need something to launch out and give contagion. That's why 2 units of spawn are still really good. So that you use 1 spawn to try and clear a screen, the other spawn are going to help hold back. So that way that 8-inch movement and then an advance with a 6-inch contagion, potentially 9-inch contagion on turn 2 is going to help bring in your Death Shroud. So, and obviously the poxes as well. So that was the biggest thing we learned out of all the games that we lost. Was we had 1 or 2 many in reserve, so that way it couldn't clear the screens. The Tau player that we played, if you guys watched on Wargames Live, he had 2 of the infiltrating guys live on turn 1. I didn't even get a kill on turn 1 because we played Kill More. I didn't even get a kill on turn 1 because I didn't have enough shooting and melee going into it. 2 spawn went into him, couldn't kill fucking 4 dudes. That's what I was saying. Spawn, don't rely on spawn to kill anything. Spawn are there just to kind of tie shit up and spread contagion. So spawn couldn't kill 4 fucking guys. So if I would have had a Rhino or Plague Marines or anything else to line up to guarantee that kill to clear the zone, clear the screen, then on turn 2, I would have came in on the bottom zone to clear out the bottom zone. Same thing with this game. If I would have cleared these guys with either Plague Marines or another vehicle or 2 other vehicles, this whole screen would have died. Yes, you would have got 2 more Miracle Dice, which again is probably the whole point of that unit anyway. But now this whole side to threaten. So that way the spawn that were right here could just kind of move up, advance, get whatever's on this objective in contagion or up here in contagion. So that way I can deep strike anywhere on this side of the table to threaten the center, this or that, by killing that screen. Since that screen lived, pushes me back an entire 18 to 20 inches, which probably won in the game. So that's what I mean by having enough on the table with Death Guard to kill screens. If you're making lists that are really heavy, like 1,000 points in reserves, make sure your 1,000 points on the table can kill turn 1 screens. So almost every list that I've been making has turn 1 screen killing. Every single list. I'm like, what is going to happen if he has a lot of screens on turn 1 and I can't clear them? So that gives me more infiltrators, like adding, like we're trying the Taliban list. So we're adding Nurglings to try and stop his screens or stop his infiltrates. So that way I have the most of my side of the table free to bring in units. I have Plague Marines, I have Plague Bursts, or Malefic casters with the D6+3 flamers. We have rhinos again. So there's a lot of units now that I'm bringing to make sure that their screens die 100% of the time. Not one guy lives, just fucking flat out overkill for the screens. And that's going to go into Worlds. So Worlds coming up in a couple weeks. I think it's like 3 weeks away. We have 3 weeks from now is going to be Worlds. So by the time you see this video, all these videos go ahead of time on patreon.com. A lot of stuff I post on Patreon only. So if you guys are Patrons or you want that Patreon coaching from myself or another Dirtbag Nation coach, hit us up on Discord, join the Patreon page, and we message you one-on-one so that way we can get some coaching going. As well as we're #1 Death Guard right now in the world. We're trying to keep that spot after Worlds. So Worlds going to be a shit show, like a bloodbath with Death Guard players, because it's me, Oscar, and another dude, Nathan maybe, who's #2 and 3 right now. We're all competing for that #1 spot. I spent all year trying to focus on Death Guard to try and get to that #1. After the nerf, obviously, it was a huge difference. We placed 3rd at Nova after the nerf, but then Death Guard win rate just fucking plummeted. Now that everybody knows what Death Guard does, they're not as afraid of them. And losing that many points to a lot of different lists, it's just not enough clearing, especially on turn 1, that we had before that we don't have anymore. So the points increase was definitely a huge hit. And then people getting the reps into Death Guard is obviously hurting them as well. When they first came out, super hard hitting, super fast with the 6-inch deep strike, catches people off guard. Once they realize and learn how to play against it, especially top players, very easy to go against. Have really good screens, have really good infiltrators. Just push up on turn 1 or turn 2. Like if you're top of turn 2, you're just fucking running shit. Like, hey, I'm just gonna roll in advance and just run all the way out in the middle of nowhere. That way it pushes my Death Shroud out. That's all you have to do. And if you're not able to counter that, then you're going to be in a bad game, just like this game right here. So hopefully that helped you guys out with the Death Guard matchup. And Sisters, again, play this exact way. This list is really good and kind of know how to beat the Death Guard. So let's get into an example of a list that we have going into potentially Worlds. So I'm just going to go over it. You guys can write it down in your app if you really want to. But here's a Demon Ally list. It's kind of what we went over on the video of how to make a Death Guard list. But Lord of Contagion, Lord of Virulence, 2 Plague Casters, Rodigus, Plague Marines, Plague Bearers, Rhino. So 2 Plague Marine units, 2 Plague Bearer units, a Rhino, Beast of Nurgle spawn, 2 Death Shroud Terminators, 2 Floated Blight Launchers, 2 Nurglings, 1 6-man, 1 3-man, and a Poxwalker unit. That's our Taliban unit, which really good at clearing screens turn 1. Has a lot of deep strikes coming in with the Lord of Contagion, Lord of Virulence, and Rodigus, and then a Plague Bearer unit coming down, 6-inch charges, as well as Death Shroud getting 6-inch charges. So you come down, charge 6 inches, the Beckoning Blight enhancement lets your demons come down outside 12 and then outside 6 of the opponent and then make a 6-inch charge. So that's what we're testing kind of going into Worlds. There's also a Vectorum list I'm really trying to test as well. So I have a couple practice games coming up, which you guys get to see live on the channel, but there's going to be a lot of practice games going into Worlds to see which one we're really going to focus on. So the next one is the Vectorum. I think I like this one. Okay, so this one has no Morty, so we took Morty out. Morty is now gone. If you get terrain 4, 2, or 6, Morty's fucked. Like, you play a good player like Eldar or something like that, Morty just dies, so you have to deep strike him, so it's just even more in reserves. So I think I'm taking Morty out. He lasted a long time. He's still really good in Vectorum. I just played like shit on this game and the Tau game, but if you really want to play him, you can. This list is focused more around turn 1 clearing and then bringing the Death Shroud in. So we have same list, Demon Prince, Lord of Contagion with the Furnace of Plagueis with the dev weapons, Lord of Virulence in it, 2 Plague Casters, Tallyman, 2 5-man Plague Marines and a Rhino. So 2 Plague Casters, 2 Plague Marines and a Rhino, a lot of Flamers. Spawn, 2 Death Shroud units, 3 Heavy Blight Launchers, 2 Mythic Blight Haulers, and 2 Poxwalkers. I really like that list. It's got a lot of shooting, a lot of rerolls with the blast weapons. 2 Mythic Blight Haulers, 2 Death Shroud, Demon Prince, and 2 Plague Marine units as well. So you basically get rid of Morty for the Plague Marine busts, 2 units, so that way you have 2 options, and everything else basically stays the same. Then we have some lone op options. The Victorian with 20 Plague Marines. So this one has Ballast Putrefire ×2, Demon Prince, Lord of Contagion with the Demon Weapon, 2 Lord of Poxes, so that way they could just start on the table with Lone Op 18. So that we have no worry about getting shot off on turn 1 against Guard, Tau, Eldar, any of that shit, and you're able to camp and sticky objectives pretty easily. 2 10-man Plague Marine units. This detachment has the full rerolls to hit and wound, so you're able to kind of like crit on 5s and get full rerolls to hit and wound with your 2 Plague Marine units, 1 unit at a time, obviously. 1 Destructor Predator, so that way it can shoot turn 1, kind of clear a screen pretty easily, and also if he shoots something, he gets +1 AP against that unit, excluding vehicles and monsters, which is dumb, but +1 AP, so all your poxes and stuff like that is going to get +1 AP to shooting, and if your Death Shroud come down, their flamers then could potentially be AP1 ignoring cover. 1 spawn, 1 Death Shroud unit, 2 heavy blight launchers, 2 mythic blight haulers, and then 2 poxwalkers. So it's 2x2 all over the board, only 1 Death Shroud unit, which is testy. But yeah, if this can work, you have 1 unit in Deep Strike and everything else is on the table. You can reserve one of the Plague Marine units, so that way they can kind of walk on, stay outside of 18 inches of most threats, and then full rerolls to hit and wound onto something within 12 inches for rapid fire and everything. Or you could take out the Lord of Pox and add a Playcaster for the sustain. So full rerolls to hit and wound, crit on 5s with sustain on just a really murder kill unit on turn 2. Turn 2, just come in from reserves and just kill something. But I like the Lord of Pox just for the 18-inch lone op, so that way if you do bring them in, like for example down here or something, or up here, you can basically bring them in, murder whatever is right here, or murder whatever is over here, and then like they're safe from being shot from downtown. Like if somebody's 18 inches away, that's about right here. So anything on this side can't shoot them. That's my thought process. Any other lists? Morty's Hammer, still pretty good. And then I have a shit ton of Flyphus lists. Maybe I'll do a video. We'll do a new video on like potential lists going into Worlds. Let me know if you guys want to see that. Everything on patreon.com first. Go support the channel. Head over to the merch store so you guys can support the channel and buy some really, really cool red, white, and blue merch. But guys, I really appreciate it. Thanks for sticking through the entire series. Let me know in the comments below what you liked, didn't like, how we can improve on the channel. If you guys are going to the Worlds, let me know so that way you can come up to me. We'll give you some limited edition Dirtbag dice. And guys, really appreciate it. Good luck. Stay tuned towards the end for all of our sponsors. And we'll see you in another video soon. All right, gents, thanks for clicking on the video. If you guys want to support the channel, go over some coaching options. Wait towards the end of the video. We'll go over all of this merch and the Patreon. But guys, I appreciate it, and let's go Dirtbag Nation. All right, guys, like I said, thanks for sticking towards the end. This is all of the merch. We have some options too. You guys can message me one-on-one on Discord if you guys are interested in any of these. We have some proxies that you guys have access to play in the game. We have the Cypher, which is badass. We have the Tech Priest, which usually has Grey Knight bits. We have the Phobos Librarian. We have the Phobos Lieutenant with Combi Weapon. We have the Caldus Assassin, which is one of the best prints we have. The old school Kodias, and now the new Lord of Contagion. You can't get this model anywhere unless you buy some really expensive thing, but the Lord of Contagion, awesome print. That is up for sale as well. The poker chips are great for sticky objectives. Those are coming in packs of 5. And then any of these stickers, usually we throw those in for really high orders, but if you guys want some stickers, you guys can get those as well. Now these widgets, they use them every single game. It's the 6-inch, 4-inch, 2-inch, 3-inch, 1-inch widgets. We are having a special on those. They're only $10. We do have upgraded ones as well with the black 40k Dirtbags logo. So if you guys are interested in any of those, message me. And then lastly, we just updated Rexar Laser's website. They do have laser lines. These are so rare in our community, it's crazy. And the ones that FLG have, they just die so fast. These are so strong, you can see them from across the room. They're insane, but Rexar Lasers are doing the Dirtbags logo on them because they are awesome sponsors of the channel. So head over to them in the description below. And they also have terrain pieces as well, which is if you use the code word Dirtbags in the checkout, you get free shipping on anything over $50. And now my favorite part of it is the merch store that we had set up for about a year now. It's doing very well. I love seeing these at tournaments. I love when you guys come up to me and you have the Dirtbag merch on. This is always updating. So if you guys don't have something, message me. We can always put a new logo up of something that you guys want to purchase. But we just upgraded a couple of the new Chaos stuff on here. But check out, like, they just look so cool. The red, white, and blue logos, they're on hats, they're on shirts. We have a bunch of different options and armies for you guys. You have the little Nurgling logo, which is sick. There's mugs, coffee mugs, which you can fit your whole hand in there, which is super clutch, and a bunch of the 40k Dirtbag logos as well. But like I said, if any stuff you want on here, message me. But this stuff is in the description below in all my videos. This is how you support us and rep the Dirtbags at your local tournaments. What is up, gents? 40k Dirtbags here. If you guys are interested in joining the Dirtbag Nation over at patreon.com, you get a bunch of perks. What we did in 2024 was we really expanded. I had traveled a ton and I played my ass off in 40k. Right now we're ranked #1 best player in the United States on ITC rankings. We were the #1 Chaos Space Marine player in the world this year in 2024. 2 years ago, we got ranked #1 Grey Knight player in the world, and this year we're probably going to go into Death Guard, hopefully when the new Codex comes out, or Emperor's Children. But you guys, if you guys want that head coach or that coach always in your corner, just to ask questions, bounce ideas off, that's what the competitive Dirtbag and the Dirtbag Nation is all about. If you guys want to support the channel, you head over to patreon.com. You can join the Just a Car tab, which is $5 a month. You guys get access to the Discord Patreon tab. You have to be a patron to get into that Discord, and also I'm always there. All the other coaches are there. Basically, it's just such a good community over on Discord that you guys get specific access to it that only Patreons can get. If you guys want to bump that up, the competitive Dirtbag tier, you guys get to message me or another Grandmaster or another Dirtbag coach over the Dirtbag Nation to add unlimited questions, list ideas, list reviews, and bounce ideas off of. That's what having a coach in your corner is all about. If you guys want to bump up to the Grandmaster tier, that tier you get every perk under the sun. So basically you get access to Discord, you get one-on-one coaching, you get a call once a month if you guys would like to go over any RTTs coming up, any GTs coming up, any list reviews live over Discord chat, and also a special perk that Grandmasters get. If you guys want any video suggestions like we do all the time with these table setups that we just upgraded thanks to the Patreons, you guys get suggestions or battle reports you want to see specifically played live by a coach or myself on the next battle report, or a live battle report coming up on the Patreon. So you guys get obviously first access to all the videos. We post them first on patreon.com, but there's just a ton of benefits to having a professional coach that plays this game all the time at the very, very high competitive level in your corner at all times. And that's really what the Dirtbag Nation is all about, getting you guys better at 40K, the basics, and being good in your community. So if you guys want to support the channel, I really appreciate it. Couldn't have done it without you guys in 2024, 2025. I am super stoked for, super excited for. We really want to get a bigger studio going. That is going to be my focus in 2025, is really growing the community on YouTube and Patreon specifically. So thank you so much for 2024, all my Patreons. If you guys are interested in joining and want that coach in your corner, head over to patreon.com and support the channel. Appreciate it.